I'll admit it, I'll admit it. This shit been the same for like a minute. But I told you Spency in it for the long haul. What's up, my dudes? Six. Feels like I've said all this before, because I have. But here we go again. Oh, man. Supercross 69. Okay. Whew. Let's go in here and actually take a look at the website. Let's try to see what their, quote-unquote, new feature is to the game, because as we've seen for the past, forever with these Supercross games, they try to act like there's all these new features to the new Supercross game, but in fact, there never really is all that much of a new feature, at least not anywhere near what they make it look like on their website, So I was just curious about Supercross 6, like what's going to be their big selling point. You know what I'm saying? What's going to be their big, this is the big new thing with Supercross 6 because we come out with the game every year. So what's going to be so special about this one that's going to make you want to buy it over the last 5 Supercross games? Okay. All of this stuff, the greatest SX riders, the most iconic teams and bikes, the official tracks, the next champion, all this stuff. See how they make this look like something new? But in fact, you've had all of this shit from the very beginning. They act like these are like big features to the game. And it's like, yeah, I mean, if this is your first Supercross game ever, then yeah, this might be kind of interesting right here. But I mean, come on now, there's been 5 other Supercross games with this shit. Fun for everyone, okay? This is, stuff you've already had. The only real difference here is the fact that Jeremy McGrath is going to be voicing the kind of like the training area, the little tutorial parts of the game. Instead of it being voiced by like a random nobody, now you're going to have Jeremy McGrath in the game. I mean, that's kind of a slight, very, very slight new feature. It is cool, but it's kind of... I couldn't really see that being a big selling point. Like if you haven't really bought the last couple of Supercross games, are you really gonna buy one just to hear Jeremy McGrath's voice? I don't know. That would have to be some pretty extreme Jeremy McGrath fanboy action going on there to do that. But nonetheless, it is cool to see that. But what I'm seeing here on their website, their only real new feature to this thing, this entire game, seems to be this rhythm attack, right? So this is like straight rhythm, Red Bull straight rhythm type situation going here. 1v1 duels, no turns, no second chances, straight rhythm, right? And just to point this out, just to clarify, you had straight rhythm racing all the way back in MX versus ATV Supercross Encore. Okay, so that was like how many years ago? I don't know, but it's been some time, all right? But what I'm trying to say here is, you scroll down through this website, I mean, they're showing the track editor is back. Well, yeah, of course it's back. Why would you ever take it away? You had it in the very first Supercross game. Yeah, every year they come out with a new Supercross game, they try to act like the track editor is back and it's all new and improved. And as we've seen, that's never really been the case in any of the Supercross games. It's very slight micro improvements, 2 or 3 new module pieces. A lot of it has been like paid DLC bullshit with the color your tough blocks and color shit in the game. Even the 2-strokes were paid DLC, and then they finally just started to give it to you, right? But what I'm trying to get at here is just don't get confused by all this shit. The track editor is back, and for a complete custom experience and a variety of new terrains to create unique tracks. Unfortunately, the history has shown with all of the Supercross games, they very micro improve all of these different elements of the Supercross game. It's micro. They make it look like it's this big improvement or this big change, but as we've seen with Supercross 2, Supercross 3, their best Supercross game, Supercross 3, Supercross 4 just hasn't really matched up to it. Supercross 5 just hasn't really matched up to it. They haven't really had the pop-off systems and stuff like that. But what I'm trying to get at here, though, is like, don't let all this confuse you. You know what I'm saying? Free roam in the new Supercross park. Explore a new massive free roaming environment, aka let's disguise the fact that we're only giving you one singular free ride track in a AAA $60 video game. Remember, basically every single MX vs. ATV game that has ever come out, minus MX vs. ATV Supercross, the shittiest one, but every single other one has given you at least 3 or more full-blown free ride tracks, free roam, free ride, big-ass free ride areas. You think back to Reflex, Alive, if you go back to like Untamed and Unleashed, they had even more than 3 free ride tracks. They had like 6+ different free ride tracks and areas. So again, here we are with the just giving you one singular free ride track, and that's it. Yeah, they try to make it look like there's these different areas, like a stadium and a pit and a quarry and a peak and an airport. But at the end of the day, it's one singular free ride area. It's going to be one biome, probably a standard woodland biome, if I'm guessing. I guess it could be deserty this time, but like, you do realize this is really the same kind of shit that you've been getting. Futures, Rookie, Pro, all of these features they're trying to show on their website. If you've been playing these Supercross games for any amount of time, you will realize that this ain't really anything new. This ain't really anything new. Yeah, the Coach Jeremy McGrath thing, I guess you can say that's a little new thing, but all of this kind of stuff, one free ride track, that's what they've been doing. The rhythm attack, this straight rhythm shit, let's just keep it real right now. Let's just keep it Spency Boy real right now. This should have been in the second Supercross game or the third one at the very latest. You do realize we are on Supercross motherfucking 6 T9, okay? Supercross 6. Now they're gonna give you a straight rhythm thing? Like, bruh, come on now. Come on now. These are the kind of new features I was thinking we would have saw back in Supercross 2 or Supercross 3. Straight rhythm, Red Bull straight rhythm has been going on for a long time now. The fact that this is just now making it into the official Supercross game on Supercross 6, that's not really impressive, Milestone. I hate to just point out the obvious here, but do I like to see it? Is it another kind of riding? Is it another kind of track racing in the game? Like what a hill climb thing would be, or a trail mode or something like that? Yeah, but this is like typical this is so Supercross oriented that this really should have been in all of these Supercross games. When I think of an official Supercross game, I think of it having a straight rhythm, Red Bull straight rhythm kind of racing experience. It's like I just expect that to be in it. Now, if you want to start talking about like a trail series or enduro cross or some of these other more so extraordinary kind of racing tracks in the game, yeah, that's a little more like that would actually be something cool and new and different. But straight rhythm, it's just not blowing me away, guys. I mean, at the end of the day, that's all it's just not blowing me away. So let's get down here to this helmet and sticker customization. This is the other massive problem that I have with this game. So in Supercross 5, they surprised us with the all-new helmet editor, okay? But the problem is they didn't give you a gear editor or a bike skin editor or any other kind of editor. They strictly made it a helmet editor. Okay, so we get to Supercross 6. You're going to be expecting in your mind, okay, now they're going to give us the gear editor, the jersey editor, the pants editor, the gloves editor, whatever, the bike skin editor, that's just like naturally, logically, you would expect that sort of development going from Supercross 5 to Supercross 6, but I don't see nothing about it. I don't see nothing about it here unless they're going to throw a complete curveball and it just shows up when the game comes out. But you would think they would show that right here, and it's just not here. So that's my biggest issue with it. It's like you're not even seeing the normal, the baseline level of improvements going from like Supercross 4 to Supercross 5, giving you the helmet editor. Okay, well then we go to Supercross 6. At the very minimum, I would expect a gear editor. Fuck talking about a bike skin editor and all these other kind of editors. At the very least, if I can edit my helmet and put stickers on it and customize the color and change where the objects are on the helmet, why can I not do that with the gear in the very next game? What, are we going to have to get to Supercross 9 before you put a gear editor in this shit? I'm just like, what's going on here, Milestone? What the hell? It says find your look, customize your bike, yada, yada, yada. But again, at the end of the day, it's just a helmet editor. The same shit that you had in Supercross 5. Why does it always take Milestone another extra game than what you think it would take before you get the proper improvements? It always takes Milestone another game, an extra game, another year, more than you would think it would take to give you that new feature that you expected or that new track editor thing that you expected. It always takes them an extra year, an extra game to do it, an extra $60 that you have to pay before you get it. It's just ridiculous at this point. Their big thing they're talking about here is cross-platform, Use your creations cross-platform. Share your tracks cross-platform. I mean, yeah, it's cool to see that because sometimes you'll get on there, like if you're just on PC, sometimes it's like your custom track. If you try to share it with the community, it won't get out there to the masses of everybody that's playing on console. So yeah, that's a good thing to be able to share everything cross-platform. But again, I mean, shit, dog. We're on Supercross 6. 6. Like, Supercross 6, for God's sakes. For 6 God's sakes. You know what I'm saying? I mean, damn it. This is all the kind of stuff I would have been impressed with. Like if they would have said, helmet editor, cross-platform, sharing, straight rhythm. If this would have been the kind of new features that we were seeing on the website for Supercross 2 or Supercross 3, then I would have been given Milestone major props. I would have been like, hell yeah, you're fucking doing it, Milestone. You're advancing this thing. You know what I mean? If they would have been doing all this like Supercross 2 days, Supercross 3 days, then I would have given you all the praise that you deserved. But now that we're another 3 games down the road, I can't really give you the same props. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it comes down to for me. It's just like, they're just doing the absolute bare minimum when it comes to new features.